going on, Des? How you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Pete, why? Pete always has to start as soon as he hears a recording start, I swear. It's like how Bella used to bark. Oh, man. Hell of a morning for me. I appreciate your patience. Good sir.
That's all good.
But we have some stuff to talk about.
A few things.
A couple things.
Something may have happened.
I mean...
And in that something, I mean, Jurassic World Evolution has released, and oh my god, I'm kidding.
No, wait, time out. No joke. Is it good?
Do you like tycoon games?
Like SimCity and stuff? Yeah. Like Roller
Like
Coaster? Yeah.
Like Zoo Tycoon?
Yeah.
You'll love it.
Okay.
Because it is literally, I mean, it's pretty much what I thought it would be. It is literally a tycoon game, but official Jurassic Park.
With dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, it's cool because it's pretty much like if you've watched like any kind of like Jurassic Park thing and like looked at the special features and you get like, you know, dino information and crap and where it was dug up from and like bits of history about it, you get all that.
Okay, so
Plus you get like movie characters and movie references and...
So me as a dinosaur nerd would love it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because it takes the soul of Jurassic Park / Jurassic World, and it's teaching you as you're playing, and there's so much like to micromanage. So it's definitely a good tycoon game, and it's like I said, it's a Jurassic Park game, which is awesome. Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice.
Beautiful. Oh, that's all I wanted to hear. I've been waiting to hear your review of it before I went and downloaded it. So
yeah, it's like I said, it's nice. If you don't like tycoon games, I mean, it's not going to be one for you. But like I said, it's super cool. You do go through the Isla de Cinco Muerta, however they name it. The five deaths. Yes. Each one is like a different challenge. Essentially, you have to unlock them as you go. So, like, the first island is, like, the beginner island, and nothing major happens, and you move to an island that has a bunch of storms, so you have to prepare for that kind of crap. And so, yeah, so each island is, like, adding more crap and more constraints to you.
Oh, okay. So the first island is like a tutorial, almost.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you're, like, worried about it holding your hand and, like, telling you everything exactly you need to do, this game does not do that. You have to figure it out yourself.
Okay.
Like, yeah, and like the first island is really good for that. But yeah, like I said, it's not tutorial heavy. You pretty much have to figure it out and like read sliders and read dinosaurs and see how they interact. But yeah, it's very nice.
Okay. So I'm probably going to download it today then.
It's like I said, it's very nice.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if it's tied to the deluxe edition, but apparently one of the skins you can give your Ranger Jeeps is the original Jurassic Park Jeep skin.
Oh, shut up.
Like, it actually says Jurassic Park on the side, and it's that red and tan. Yeah, It's the original Jeeps.
Nice.
It's great. But yeah.
Very cool. How many hours you put in so far?
Pretty much every day this week.
Okay, thought so.
I'm on the 4th of the 5th island. Oh, and the original island, Isla Nublar.
Yeah.
It's a sandbox island.
Oh.
So you get like unlimited money. You can do everything you've unlocked so far and just have fun on the original Jurassic Park island. And then the five death islands are like the story / challenge mode type deal.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting the way they did it and the way they put it together. It's essentially a perfect Jurassic Park tycoon.
That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear, good sir.
Yeah. Also, pretty much every dinosaur that's been in a Jurassic Park movie is in this game.
Everyone?
Including Indominus Rex.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. Everyone.
I was doing a little bit of reading, and it said something along the lines of you could, like, genetically make them genetically different, do, like, add different DNA to it to, like, change colors and whatnot.
Yeah, they do have a bunch of cosmetic colors, and, like, a really, like, wide selection. So you can change like how they look. It's nothing super drastic, and the DNA sequences are basically modifying a dinosaur's stats.
Oh.
So you can make them live longer, you can make them more resilient to diseases, you can increase their attack and defense, and yeah, you can actually fight dinosaurs really if you want. I mean, if you want to see it, because there's actually a sub-mechanic that dinosaurs that win a lot get combat infamy, which increases your dinosaur rating and increases the things that people, like the attraction of that dinosaur.
Oh, so like if you had an Indominus Rex that just fights and kills a bunch of other dinosaurs, people will go see it, type of thing.
Exactly. Like your park gets a higher rating because of that. So yeah, you can rig dinosaur fights. You can, oh my god, it's there's a lot of things you can actually do from the management perspective. That's really, really cool.
Nice, dude. I'm definitely gonna buy it now. Thanks, Des. Appreciate that. Adding more games to the list of things. To the list of games.
I'm certainly going to apologize because that was the first day I played it. The wife went to bed, and it was like because she actually sat down and watched me play the first, like right beside me, and watched me play like the first couple hours, and she's like, "Well, I'm gonna go ahead and lay down." It's like, okay, cool, fine. It was like 10:15. I played a little bit more, what I thought, and then I look up and it's like 11:30. And it's like, oh, oops.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's a tycoon game. It can and will like completely devour your spare time.
Okay, well, I'm all for that. I mean, I do love dinosaurs, and
Yeah,
you know, Jurassic Park was one of those
Really,
movies. Oh man. So we do have some stuff Destiny-wise to talk about. Considering
We do.
They dropped all kinds of info, including a reveal stream and a few teaser trailers, and then they talked about it at E3, which has happened.
yes. Also, pricing is out and such. Like, it is pre-orderable on PSN at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, base Forsaken is like $39.99. The base plus the annual pass, it's like $69. I want to say, kind of trying to do off memory, and then the deluxe is like $79, which deluxe gets you the base game, season pass or the annual pass, and the extra crap, like mainly cosmetic crap and
The expansions, right? Too.
oh yeah, that's the annual pass.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So yeah, the deluxe edition, from all information I'm seeing, does come with the annual pass, and like I say, gets you a bow ornament, a special emblem, and a special ghost shell.
Doesn't get that. I saw the armor set. Is that is that the armor set for the expansion for Forsaken?
That might be. It could either be for Forsaken or it could be like pre-order bonus.
Okay.
Because there is a completely separate pre-order bonus, which is like the Ace of Spades ornament and crap. Yeah.
And a bow. And the bow. The green. It's like the glowy bow stuff, right?
Well, yeah. That is actually an ornament.
Oh, that's an ornament for a bow.
Yeah.
So, of course, there's going to be exotic bows. Why would I not think that?
I mean, there's probably going to be one.
Yeah.
At least. I'm going to guess at least. Mm-hmm. I mean, usually when they introduce a weapon type, it's kind of like when they did with sidearms. When they introduced sidearms, when they introduced the Vestian Dynasty sidearm, they had the Dreg's Promised exotic sidearm. So.
Yeah. That's probably a good call.
So yeah.
So, I mean, I'm probably going to get the deluxe edition because I'm a mark and I want stuff that's collectible.
Yeah, I'll probably do the same. To be honest, I'll probably save up and grab just that, and it's only with it only being like $80 for the deluxe. That's not actually that bad because this is. I mean, it's only. Legitimately, the deluxe edition is only $10 more than the game and the annual pass together. So that's really not that bad. Because if I remember right, when they broke off the Taken King legendary stuff for the upgrade that they added, I think that was more than $10.
Yeah.
So,
I think it was.
Which I know a lot of people are crimming and criming about price, but deal with it. Good Lord. Pay for the game or don't.
That's pretty much
the bottom line.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, after seeing E3, there's going to be tons of games that you can play if you don't want to spend money
I got tons of games.
Destiny. I mean, I know firsthand, for sure, 100%, I will be getting Fallout 76.
Oh, freaking online.
Yeah.
Definitely confirmed online survival Fallout, which, again, shout out to Jason Schreier, yeah? Jason Schreier for, like, trying to warn people about it, and then, hey, guess what? He was right.
Oh, I mean, it didn't lose me at all. I watched it.
Oh, no, for sure. I mean, we've been wanting, like, they've been trying to work on an online anything Fallout since, well before the original developers tried to work on an MMO Fallout. It was codenamed Van Buren for those Fallout fans. Mm-hmm. And because that was before Bethesda bought the IP. And apparently they've been trying to tweak and work on a Fallout MMO themselves, which this culmination seems to be 76.
Yeah. And I mean, watching the gameplay and everything, I was like, oh, it's a multiplayer Fallout. So what you're telling me is me and my friends could run around and kill super mutants and build settlements, which wasn't my favorite thing. And then it was like, you can get a nuke code. And I'm like, you had me at hello, sir.
But yeah, it's like, at that end, it's like the earliest point in the Wasteland we've ever seen, considering it's like
25 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's before the rise of the Master, which is ridiculous. Which Fallout nerds know.
But there's still super mutants.
Well, there were accidental super mutants. The Master super mutants were intentional, but as we found out in like Fallout 3 and like New Vegas and stuff, there are like people that got in touch, like that came in contact with the forced evolutionary virus that became super mutants without the Master's experiments.
Yeah, he just mass produced them basically.
Exactly. Yeah. He had an army.
Yeah.
Like other super mutants are usually like a little more tribal and such, and like smaller groups, whereas the Master had an entire freaking army.
Yeah. But going more into what we're getting.
Also, newly announced freaking Elder Scrolls game.
Oh yeah, 6.
Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, it's probably going to take for freaking ever for it to come out, but I was actually legitimately shocked at that.
Yeah, I watched the Todd Howard interview that he did, and he was like, obviously 76 is coming out. Starfleet, Stargate, not Stargate. The space one, their space IP that they're doing is in like works. Yeah, is in works right now, and he's like, and Elder Scrolls is just an idea.
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, it's a little more than an idea if they have a freaking like, teaser trailer for it.
Yeah, it's not even in alpha, is what I think it means.
Yeah, it's like definitely something they're still working on, and a lot of things can change. But I thought, like, my own, thing was the fact that I thought ESO was going to be the continuation of Elder Scrolls. I thought that was just going to be how it was. They just work on ESO, and that way, if they have any new Elder Scrolls idea, they could throw it over there, and then boom, done. Like, this is actually kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, look at Warcraft. Whenever they turned it into an MMO, you don't see any more Warcraft RTS games. And that would essentially be, like, the equivalent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is actually really, really interesting to see that. And sadly, the biggest news that came out of E3 is Smash Ultimate.
I mean,
which is hilarious, but the only reason it's the biggest news is because they're like, it's a fighting game that literally they're bringing back every single character that has ever been in Smash, and then they're adding like mechanics. See, here's the weird thing: is they're adding gameplay mechanics that people competitively do, which is super, super weird because the creator of Smash has tried to distance like the game from the competitive scene for so long, which is why no Smash has ever felt like Melee again, because they didn't want it to be competitive. but now they're doing like these things that are kind of making it more competitive.
Yeah, now they're embracing it.
Yeah, it's like super weird for him, but either way, it's like really good news for everyone out there that like Smash. And I will say, at the very least, like watching Smash like Evo and tournaments and stuff is super cool. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really good. And the fact that they added freaking Proto Man and Bass to Mega Man's Final Smash is like, yeah. Oh.
See, for me, anyway. I thought Cyberpunk 2077. I got super hyped for that.
I did not see much on that. I didn't watch a lot, and of course, I haven't seen. I did watch Anthem's like teaser trailer. Gorgeous. I mean, it's gonna be difficult not to talk about that one, but or as I like to refer to it as Iron Man Simulator. That's literally all. I mean, the trailer that they saw was not very much at all. No. You see big damage numbers and combo across the screen. It's like, oh, cool, things are happening. But what? What's some of the stuff that we can collect? Well, we're planning on like DLC and stuff. It's like, wrong type of conversation. Sorry. In the interest I had, it's like, yeah, no loot boxes, no this, but we're not going to show you anything. But we're already going to talk about like DLC coming out. I was like, I don't know, boss. I'm going to have to wait on that one. But, I mean, like I said, a joke can say it's Iron Man Simulator, but then again, I really love freaking Iron Man and Iron Man style armor. And the game does look good. Like, it looks like freaking gorgeous, but I don't know. I'm going to have to, like, see some information or, see some stuff on that one.
Yeah, for me, Anthem, I don't like flying in games. So I was like, well, that seems to be the major mode of transportation. So I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean,
yeah.
I'm obviously not the guy who likes SRL.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like I said, I'm gonna have to see something. I'm even gonna have to see something on Division 2 because I mean, yeah, I mean, I have signed up for the beta already. Because you can actually do that on Ubisoft site. You can sign up for the Division 2 beta. Like I said, which I did, which I'm going to give the beta a shot. I'm going to see how it is, but I'm going to definitely wait on that one until after release. Because I want to make sure that if I am going to get that game, that it's not going to be an utter like dumpster fire that the original was.
For 3 years? 2 years? 3 years?
Something like a year and a half before it started getting good again. It's like, because by the time it started getting good, it's like, I had stuck with the Division for so long because it was a pretty good game. And then I stuck with it for so long, and then by the time it got good, it's like, I became like disinterested there at the end. So, like, I don't want that to happen again. So yeah, I'm going to try the beta. I'm going to wait for release. I might wait like a couple months after release, to be honest. But good news there is they're offering their first year of DLC for free, which is
nice.
Yeah, it's nice, but then again, that's also payback for really not having.
Sorry for the dumpster fire that we gave you for the first 2 years.
Yeah, which, like I said, Division wasn't a bad game at launch, but yeah, by the end and what they made it at the end, it became a completely different beast. And then you could definitely see it's like, yeah, it's kind of like when D1 released. Mm-hmm. It was awful, but then again, we didn't have any other options for looter shooters. I still say that was the Division's biggest downfall. Is the fact that a game like Destiny already existed, and everyone was already okay with it. So it's like, well, why play this game when I can just go play Destiny, and I'm already used to all that crap. So I think that was his biggest downfall. But the fact that there were other games you could fall back on. But we're going to see if they've learned anything in Division 2, though.
It was pretty cool seeing places I've been in the game.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to the gardens in DC, so like I was like, that looks a lot like where I've been, so... But, yeah, I mean, it was cool. I mean, I dug what I saw. I mean... Like you said, though, I'm definitely going to temper my expectations and maybe wait until I see what they do. I'm
definitely waiting. Which kind of seems counterintuitive because it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to pre-order Destiny for second, but it's like at the same time, it's like
I know what to expect.
That is like, yeah, that is a culmination of already feedback. And no matter what, I always have fun in Destiny. That was not true for the original Division because things did get a little old and a little blah and a little meh. I don't feel that way usually about Destiny. Usually, it's very rare. But yeah. So I mean, like I said, we'll see though. We'll see. Like I would not. I will actually be happy. Like after it releases, I will happily try and juggle my time between Destiny and Division because I do want that game to succeed. I want that game to be good because I still think those developers deserve it because of just the commitment that they put towards fixing that game.
Oh yeah,
Was admirable, and it was actually massive for Ubisoft itself to let that game live in this partial failure zone for so long until it was fixed. Because I mean, you can look at games like Paragon, which and Lawbreakers, which are a couple. I think Paragon, but yeah, are a couple games that didn't do so well, and then they're kind of, done. But Division actually, like I said, Ubisoft actually let Division live in this like partial failure zone for a very long time until they were able to get their hand around it. So,
yeah,
it's like kudos. I really want that game to succeed because of that.
I didn't not like it, if that makes sense, with the Division. I just, it wasn't my style.
Yeah. That, and as I've mentioned in Discord before, for those listeners, any game that gets any kind of like massive hype for being a Destiny killer, Buster gets this switch flipped in his head that's like, oh yeah, that game's garbage. It's crap. No, it's done. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. I mean, yes, it's hyperbole, and he doesn't mean all of it, but it's hilarious.
I live in hyperbole. Everybody knows that. If you don't know that, hey, by the way, I live in hyperbole.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still hilarious. But that's like, so yeah, if a game like Anthem, Buster's gonna hate it for a very long time, up until something happens. But don't worry, it's nothing personal. It's just, it's labeled as a Destiny killer.
Well, that and I don't like flying. So I'm not going to.
I mean, that's true.
Anyway, so
that's true. This is actually the most level-headed opinion I've ever had you have.
Yeah, thank you.
Have about Anthem just yet. Actually,
thank you. I appreciate the compliment, good sir.
but yeah. Lots of news from E3. Lots of stuff coming out. Kingdom Hearts 3 is still like so freaking long away.
Yeah.
They have a Ratatouille like world or scene or whatever, and it's like, that's great.
They also have a Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, they did that, and I believe that was 2 as well.
Did they?
Yeah, that was in 2.
Okay, all right.
Because they covered like the first movie, pretty much, with a voice actor that tried his best to sound like Johnny Depp.
he did his thing. He tried. I mean, at least it's not the Little Mermaid level.
Oh, God. I'm afraid that's what Frozen is going to become.
Mm-hmm.
I was even telling my wife, it's like, I've actually went through all this time. I've not seen Frozen. All this time. I've not heard that song fully. And I'm kind of happy with that.
And now
you're
going to hear it.
I know, if Frozen becomes like the Little Mermaid musical segment, I'm boned. It's like a freaking 15-year like streak I had going or whatever, and yep, done. All right, fine. We're not 15, but still.
After a while, you get those songs stuck in your head, and you want to bash them out with a clawed end of a hammer. Been there. I know you're not the biggest fan of Warframe, but Warframe released another huge story-based expansion.
I know, that's actually really good, because it hasn't been that long since they've really released something like massive content-wise. I'm actually super stoked for that.
I think the last was the second Dreaming.
Yeah, and that was like 6-ish months ago, something like that. So I mean, that's actually really good for them to be like turning around, and it's almost like they're finally getting the money from all these poor Mark's wallets that they've been getting.
I'll
But no,
accept it. I'll let you.
joke.
I'll let you have that one.
As
I'll let you have that one.
a joke.
I
But
know.
but no, that's really cool. That it's actually, like I said, the dev side and the story side of Warframe is like starting to really. It's kind of starting to snowball. It's good to see that.
I mean, the thing that got me that was so cool was the when they released cinematic trailers too, and it was howl all you want, you can't bring her back. That was the line. And I'm like, oh, is this a werewolf? Is this like, is this a frame that takes over other frames at certain times? Because that'll be cool.
Yeah, that's super interesting, actually.
And then it was like, hey, Buster, this is for you. The Prime frame this month is Limbo. So if you have Amazon Prime, get yourself a Limbo Prime. And I'm like, I play Limbo. And then I look over and I'm like, I don't have Amazon Prime. And I was like, but the missus does. And I was like, I asked her, I was like, babe, can I have your Amazon Prime information? And she's like, why? I was like, I really want this character in my video game. And she's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, yes. So now I'm got tomorrow I'll get Limbo Prime because I don't think it's released yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, super cool. I mean, gaming. There's a ton of. I mean, there's actually a small list of games that I'm like, I'll get that. And I've never said that because of Destiny, and it's okay. We all know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's super cool. A lot of interesting, like I said, a lot of interesting things. Like, just a lot of like out of the blue news. Like, Bethesda's been freaking busy. Like, holy crap! And then I think Square Enix even had like a decent showing on E3.
I mean,
Can't quite remember right now.
Xbox killed it.
Well, Xbox killed it because they were able to pay enough people to get like world premieres shown on their expo. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and they also bought like 9 different companies, 9 different studios now.
Yeah, but that's Microsoft. They always do that.
Yeah,
They always buy. I mean, look at Rare.
yeah, they bought
Yeah,
Rare.
they did that years back.
They bought Ninja Theory. Is that the one they bought that did?
I know that actually saddens me. That saddens me. Ninja Theory was doing some really good games, and now they're going to be Xbox games. Because not only did Microsoft buy them, they are first-party devs. And it's like, all right, crap.
Because of Hellblade.
Yeah.
Because of Hellblade. That game was, I mean, say what you want about it. It was dark. It was.
Oh, no, this Dark was great.
Yeah.
It was a great game. But and that was their goal. They just wanted to make a pretty, a gorgeous and a great game. And like I said, all the ads that I saw about it, that's what I liked about Ninja Theory, like with how they advertised Hellblade, was the fact that they told you up front, look, we didn't make a big game. We didn't make, this long, expansive thing. We just wanted to make a gorgeous AAA title without having that much of a staff, to be honest. And they did it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
100%.
freaking great. So, I mean, I can only imagine the only complaints is the fact that it's not like a full... And that's the thing, because they never advertised it as a full-sized game. So, I mean, that's one thing I liked about them. And they did great work in DMC. Yeah, I know people didn't like it because Dante was very different, but DMC was still a great game. Like, a lot of action, like, the combat was very fluid, and...
I mean, there's a 5 coming out.
Oh, and Devil May Cry 5. Yeah, the fact
dude.
that they're going back to freaking... they're actually going back to OG Dante. Oh, my God, the logo on Devil May Cry 5, too. Yeah. Oh, my God, it's gorgeous. Yeah. And the fact they're going with more realistic character models is weird. I'm going to be honest, because I'm not used to Dante looking like that.
Looking like a human.
Yeah, I'm not used to that. But it's like I told my wife, it's a... Devil May Cry is getting released in a time where they can do that now. So I think the last one that got released was like on PS2. Like, barring like HDs. Well, the main series, shall I say. So, yeah, I think this is the first Devil May Cry that can actually take advantage of, like, realistic models.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was cool, man. I was watching it like, that looks so dope. Like,
it does. Like, Nero had like some very fun mechanics when he was introduced, and I like the fact that they're keeping the spirit of those mechanics, even though someone chopped off his demon arm. I mean, and thanks to, again, anyone that watches Maximilian, you can find out that Virgil is going to be in this game somehow. Virgil is coming back because there's a point in time in like a cinematic where someone's grabbing Nero's arm and like pulling them towards him, and you get this freeze frame. And the reason why I trust this information is because Maximilian worked on a series called Assist Me, which was basically dressing people up in cosplay and having fun plots and like skits filmed around a video game tutorial. And one of those characters was Virgil, so he actually had to like research like all the details on this character to replicate them in costume form. Mm-hmm. So considering he's that familiar with it, and he just freeze frames on this arm and goes, "Yep, this Virgil. He's in this game." It's like, yeah, I'll trust that.
Yeah, it seems legit, right?
I mean, if anyone can recognize a character from a minute detail, it's anyone that's done cosplay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just it. Let's just do it. Because if you want to do good cosplay, you've got to get the devil's in the details. I mean, that's just the way it is.
That is true.
So it's going to be interesting to see, like, you know, what all it brings and how the combat will evolve and stuff like that. Because this is also, I believe this is first party Capcom.
Yeah.
That's making Devil May Cry, which again, DMC was a Ninja Theory game, which is why it was different. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see, considering most of the original Devil May Cry staff now work as Platinum Games. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they can get some people in enough to actually fill in the blank, so to speak, with how old Devil May Cry used to work. And see if they can keep the legacy of like fluid, good feeling combat.
Yeah, I mean, it looks promising. Put it that way.
It does. It looks super good. And it's definitely got the Devil May Cry like aesthetic and feel and cockiness almost to it. And I love freaking Nero's line. It's like, what? No monologue? It's getting right to the point. Then it's like that, and I do love Johnny Young Bosch as a voice actor.
That is the word I was looking for. Cockiness.
Oh yeah. Oh, freaking Dante is cocky and like nobody's business.
Yeah, I think the last Devil May Cry game I played was the second one. Yeah, the second one.
Okay.
So
that was cool.
That's when I fell out of the whole I'm going to press a button until my arm falls off.
Yeah. Well, basically, that's basically Devil May Cry. Yeah. I mean, to get the higher scores, you got to time them and like mix your attacks, but you know, casual DMC play, you're just mashing a button.
Yeah, I was doing combos. As soon as I noticed that there was a combo meter, I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to get real good at doing combos. And then after a while, I was like, my forearm is on fire. Oh, yeah.
Like I said, it's Like I said, that was a really interesting part about Devil May Cry, is the fact that it's a very simple, you know, like button layout. Because you're just basically mashing two buttons, but there are so many abilities with like tilt this way and hold this way and press this button, and then the whole style system is like, all right, you can't do too much of this one move in this combo, or else your style points go down, and then you get special rewards for getting, was it triple S? I think it stopped at. Can't actually remember. I think it was Six Smoking Style.
Yeah.
Triple S. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how the modern take of Devil May Cry works.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready for it. I'm actually excited for games now. It's really different. It's different because, like you said, typically if it's not Destiny, it's not for me. And then I'm like, I watch most of the presentations either, you know, at work on break or at home getting ready for work or whatever, and was like, okay, yep. I was just writing that down. As soon as I saw Cyberpunk 2077, I was like, oh, cool, so it's Altered Carbon basically as a game. I'm in. But I did see, another cinematic kind of set the Destiny world on fire.
Yeah, the story reveal of Forsaken.
Don't worry, we're talking about it, guys. I know you guys were sitting here like, you talked about it, and then you went to other games. God damn you, RNGCast.
I know, right? But yeah, Destiny Forsaken. Cade takes one for the team.
Oh, he takes one right in the face.
It's like super interesting because I know it's like garnered a lot of heat in the community, but guys, for one, I see so many like split things, and like a lot of people that understand how story works, it's like they're going to need to keep Cade dead. And then a lot of people in the community is like, oh no, he's going to come back as Cade 7, or he's going to get rebooted, or this guy's like, no, they can't do that. If they actually want a successful and dark story, they can't bring him back.
They did say, and I quote, "This is a revenge tale."
Yeah, it's a Western revenge tale, and they chose the perfect vanguard to do it. Why? Because no matter what you think of Cade, I think everyone likes facets of Cade. It's like me, like once he started getting like goofy, like and advertised, I started not liking him because they focused on his goofy side. The side of Cade I liked was the hunter that was stranded in the tower having to do work, so he slacked off basically because he wanted to go out on the field. But it's like a guy that essentially we'll say like wants to be an MMA fighter, but he's stuck in a freaking cubicle because that's what he has to do. But that's the side of Cade I liked, and but yeah, I mean, no matter what, like this story has fuel for somebody, and I'm really confused that why people are shocked that Uldren would do this. He's been a douchebag towards Guardians since D1. Come on, people. Yeah.
and
he wanted us to die. I mean, come on.
He sent us against the Gate Lord, and then was surprised, like, oh, these motherfuckers came back.
Oh, you did it.
Wunderbar. Yeah.
And then like one of Petra's like Grimoire cards, he killed like an entire division of Guardians, which is why the Reef and the Tower were at odds with one another for so long. So it's like,
this is what he does.
Yeah, this is on par for him.
Also, the fact that he killed Cade with his own gun.
This freaking gun! Oh my god! It's like I do hate Uldren as like he's annoying because like I said, there's that hatred towards like the player character. But my god, he actually earned some respect, like some villain respect points for that one. Like holy crap, killing a man with his own gun,
named after his son,
and then holstering it, and like it's like this is mine now. It's like oh my god.
What got me was the smile at the when he looks at the camera and just kind of smiles and levels the gun at you, and I'm like, oh yes, this is.
Yeah, he's he definitely like I say he definitely earned some really good. A little bit about me, I tend to pull for the villains sometimes. Yeah, so yeah. Either way, it's like he earned some massive like points for that one. It's like
if you ask me who my favorite DC character is, I'm going to say Joker. So, yeah, I'm with you on that one, bud.
All right. It's like Empire versus Rebel, long live the Empire. I mean, come on.
I mean, they have a point. They have a point.
So, I mean, yeah, but yeah, so it's going to be super, I mean, I can't wait to see how it turns out. And the fact that they're also teasing at the fact that he's not just, I think someone has like teased the fact that he may not actually be doing it to be the villain, because they've also like released these hints that there may be something else going on at the Dreaming City. I mean, could a little more of the leak that happened a while ago be a little truer than we thought? Perhaps. We're gonna have to find out though, because that's going into raid territory, and yeah, Bungie ain't let any of those details out.
Yeah, they're playing that real close to the chest.
They all like when it comes to raid details, Bungie always plays that crap the closest to the vest. It's like they might give away why you're doing Forsaken several months before having to worry about it, but bit of information you're not going to get is the surprise villain that may or may not be in the raid.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to get that.
But I do know they have said that the raid is directly tied to the narrative of Forsaken.
Okay.
Like, directly. It's not a side story. It's not something else that's happening. It's Forsaken is culminating in the raid.
And let's just talk about how beautiful that is.
Oh, the Dreaming City? Oh my god.
Yeah, the home world of the Awoken, like that's
right.
And it changes apparently.
I know that. Hearing that is going to be super interesting to see how that turns out. Like an actual living environment where the raid just so happens to also be sounds super interesting.
And I mean, obviously, we're getting new and returning exotics.
Of course, I mean,
Ace of Spades is coming for sure.
I mean, yeah, because again, if the Cade's exotic stash pre-order bonus gives you the Ace of Spades last hand exotic ornament. So guess what? Ace of Spades is coming back. It'd be hilarious if it's Hunter only again.
It would.
Kidding. It would be hilarious, but it'd be awful.
Yeah. I mean, unless they bring back Fabian's strategy. Then
I know, right? If they bring them all back, yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, that would be awful.
If they brought back Fabian's strategy, Eli and I would flip our shit inside out. Random rolls. Obviously, we spoke about that. They mentioned that any gun now in the game will still be brought. You can bring it up, but it will not be a random roll.
Yeah. All D2 Year 1 or Year 4 Destiny franchise weapons, because I know I linked in our Discord that article, I think PC Gamer, but they did mention like things like Better Devils. It will still drop in Forsaken, but it does not have the possibility of random rolls. The Better Devils is dropping now is going to be the Better Devils that will always drop even after Forsaken. So the weapons we have right now are staying exactly the same. Mm-hmm. It's new weapons that will have random rolls come Forsaken. So that's interesting.
I mean, yeah, they're taking it a different direction, and they're bringing back the weapon slot system.
Oh yeah,
it makes it seem like it's very flowing.
I know, right?
Which I think is interesting. I mean, we did speak on that a little bit last week.
Yeah.
There is Gambit.
Oh yeah, Gambit. Gambit looks super, super interesting.
Which does look super fun. And the new destination, the Tangled Shore, which gives us, which is the reef in the reef.
Yeah. It's in the reef. Basically, it's the wildland. They said the whole vibe is a Western revenge story, and even though aesthetically it won't look like that, I mean, that's what this kind of even looks like. It's the fact that it's just a bunch of basically tethered together like asteroids and crap. Mm-hmm. It's a makeshift. I mean, it's no man's land. It's the town, like a bunch of bandits took over and made their own, essentially. That's what it sounds like.
What else am I looking forward to? Hunting the Barons. That is going to be super fun.
For sure.
I hope those are what the bounties are.
Like I said, I don't think so, but I don't know. I mean, it's...
Once again, I live in hyperbole, Des. I'm just...
I know, but it's like... Cause I still don't see why they would bring bounties back. But all in all, like I said, we'll find out. I mean, because we're getting a taste of bounties in July, so... We'll get at least, I guess, an inkling of what they could be for Forsaken come that, which, I mean, who knows? They could actually be essentially like they were for the original Queen's Wrath event. They could be like heroically modified story missions or something where you're hunting down barons with modifiers maybe, or, story bosses with modifiers or whatever. It's possible. They've done it before.
New supers.
God, new supers, and we have new information on supers.
9 in all, so one for every subclass.
Yeah, all new trees.
All new trees.
For the subclasses. Can I just go ahead and say...
Go ahead.
I cannot wait for the return of Blade Dancer.
I was going to say, you probably can't wait for that. The Void.
Spectral Blades. It's like, I actually watched some footage of people going off with Spectral Blades, and as I'm watching, it's like, this is Blade Dancer. But, of course, people are like, oh, but you can go invis. you could in Blade Dancer. That was actually a Blade Dancer tree. So it makes sense that they put it on Night Stalker because Night Stalkers have the gimmick that somehow, some way they can go invisible. So it's like they're bringing back a lethal super, and they're putting it on a subclass I feel needs something lethal PvP for sure.
Yeah.
And this is like if you see me running Void, like after Forsaken drops, chances are I'm going to be Spectral Blades because I love to Blade Dancer in D1, and I may not be going invisible all the time, but I'm going to be running it. It's going to happen because I can either shut down and tether people, maybe, or I can just wipe a whole team with my blades.
Definitely.
I mean,
Decisions. And then there was the Thunder Crash.
Oh yeah, the Titan, which apparently has you literally flying around like Superman.
Yeah. I don't think they showed the Void one yet.
No, literally the only super we have no inkling of an idea of is
Void Titan?
Sentinels. Yeah, Sentinels is literally the only thing we do not. It's like, does it involve the bubble? I don't know. Who knows? Like I said, I don't know. But we do, thanks to also the fact that Gambit was playable at E3, we do know more about the new Solar Warlock super, which is Super Rift. Like, literally. A
Super Radiance.
Rift. Yeah, it's a rift that heals and buffs, and on activation, you get AoE damage.
And it's big as shit.
So you get basically a smash that leaves behind. Hilarious. By the time I actually thought about it, this is kind of like how Anna Bray's Golden Gun was described. Light so powerful that each of her shots left behind a well of light.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Like, that's what it reminded me of.
You're right.
Yeah. So, and this well of light gives you a huge freaking overshield. It buffs your damage. So, I mean, holy crap. Like, talk about, like, utility raid use. Like, whew, a massive bonus to damage, plus you just probably won't die for a while.
Yeah, you won't die for a second. And the damage boost, yeah, it looks fun. I mean, that's the one that got my attention.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that looks super. Yeah, that looks like it's gonna be. It seems like they're filling in what needs to be filled in for the class,
for each subclass.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that the Void Titan is gonna be
maybe a little more offensive then.
That's what I'm thinking. Definitely more offensive.
Well, the only thing that doesn't fit that like trope is Arc Titan. I feel. Because now Arc Titan just has 3 offensive supers.
Yeah, that's true.
But they will have one super that lets them get in super, super easy.
Yeah,
jump in
the air and fly.
Yes, I mean, it seems, for the other arcs, you kind of got to work to kind of get in. But for this one, it's like, you can get in and just wreck. I mean, who knows how, Because one thing also to be warned about is, like, even though they are showing off, like, a bunch of Gambit stuff, and, of course, every YouTuber with a capture card is going to be showing off their gameplay. Things, like, we've seen things change from an E3 display before. We've seen, because if anyone remembers, Stormcaller, Shocklocks, actually had lightning nades at an E3 presentation. Mm-hmm. That got changed to Pulse. Back when Pulse nades weren't as good as lightning nades.
My, how the times have changed.
I know, right? But, so a lot of this could change very much, like radiuses and exactly how things... A lot of this can be tweaked before launch, so be careful on that one. Yeah, let's see... We still only got the tease of, like, Solar Hunter with the knives. So, no real clue there. And then Arc Staff, the same. Like I said, the only ones we really got new information on was the Arc Titan, the Solar Warlock, and Void Hunter. Which, like I said, those 3 at the very least are like, bro, like I said, minus the Arc Titan, they seem to be like filling in the gap of what they need. Which same thing for Nova Bomb for the Void Warlock, like a tool to like kind of easily get in and then just self detonate. Because again, that's usually a from a far thing.
Titan too?
Oh yeah, the big giant hammer, yeah.
I was just making sure. I was like, I might be tripping. I could possibly
the flame tornado.
Oh, so more damage is what you're telling me is going to happen.
I know, right? Got a big freaking giant hammer. You just holy crap!
I did like the Gambit display. How I mean, everybody says that guy looks like Young Khan, but that guy definitely did look like Young Khan. Flips the coin, and he's like,
"Oh yeah,
taken or whatever." So that's kind of cool. I don't know how you have all the enemy types on one on a two-sided coin, but that's cool. I think they mentioned that there's going to be 9 different areas. Each area has two possible enemies spawning in. I think that's what I read. I could be wrong. I've had a hell of a week.
It's
and bows. We did talk a little bit about bows.
Yeah, bows are coming in. We do have a little more information. The fact that they are not even, I think possibly even with a headshot, they are not one-shot kills.
So it's not No Land Beyond?
Yeah, they are 2 taps. And they will be working pretty much in a similar way to your what's become normal for bows in shooters now. The fact that depending on your draw strength, it depends on like the trajectory of the bow. Mm-hmm. Like bows are going like on full draw, bows are going to be hit scan. But partial draw, they're not. I think, if I understand properly. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I think the overall damage may also be tied to a draw, but I cannot be certain where I heard that.
So if you pull back further, it does more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also respect the fact that they did that Vidoc of them showing the Bungie employees, the developers using bows.
Oh yeah.
So they could get their hands on it. I'm like, that is commendable,
Oh, for sure. But yeah, it's
like what else is there left to get super hype about?
I mean, there's so much stuff. I mean, it's hilarious.
I mean, are you in the camp that the Thorn has been shown? That the Thorn's coming back?
A Thorn-like gun has been shown.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's throwing out. It's like shooting Thorn-like projectiles, but at the same time, those are delayed explosive projectiles. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's Thorn. And if it is Thorn, like maybe it's a Thorn that someone else made, but I don't think this is the Thorn.
Okay.
I don't believe. Yeah, I don't personally believe it. That and it looks super, super different. Like maybe it's a Thorn with more connections to the deep because it does have like a take any glow to it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be an evolved Thorn, but like I said, I don't think this is the Thorn we know and love or hate, depending on who you are.
I was going to say, watch it now. Some of us don't love that gun.
But yeah, it's a lot of stuff coming out, and like I said, so much more stuff we have no freaking idea, because holy crap, like I said, there's just so much information like coming through. Oh my god.
What happened?
No, I'm saying, oh my god.
Oh, I was like, what happened? Did something explode? Because I mean, it would just be us if something exploded just now.
I know, right? But of course, a lot of this information can also be found in the TWAB.
Yeah. Why did I just do the Kermit arms when you said that? I did. I just literally put my hand. Oh.
But yeah, so they of course, they mentioned they released the story reveal trailer / teaser. Oh my god, like that trailer was done so well though. Like, to see Cade that messed up. Oh my god.
Yeah. You got to see the inside of his head.
I know, right? It's like, oof. Oof.
But it just, the way it was cinematically done. Like, you know, you see Cade beat the shit, and you're like, oh, Cade's been through worse. And then you're like, oh, his ghost is dead. Oh, no. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah, no, I like that moment, too, kind of, because it's like, oh, there's a ghost. Hey, is that Cade's ghost? I don't think we've seen Cade. Oh, no, well.
There goes Cade's ghost.
Oh, God. But yeah, it's... And, of course, like I said, Gambit playable at E3, so keep your eyes on your favorite YouTuber.
And Guardian Con. They did mention it's going to Guardian...
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. It will be at Guardian Con, but I'm just saying, like, for...
Yeah.
You know, the average person, like, pay attention to your YouTubers. They're coming out with capture information and such. So, yeah, for second players...
Had a good one.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was funny because he does hilarious commentary at the same time.
He does. I know a lot of what I saw of the Spectral Blades was from like some of Giggs's montage and works clips. Mm-hmm. And he did some people dirty. Like, oh my god. Like, whew. But yeah, so it looks super, super good. So apparently Josh Hamrick... oh yeah, the new weapon system is he's actually talking about. Oh wow, wait, what? Top 2 slots. Okay, I'm going to reveal I have not read this TWAB yet. Yeah.
Surprise! We're going to find out together.
So yeah, want to stop by to provide just a bit of information about it. They went with this, like, he's pretty much saying, Josh Hamrick's saying, they went with this system because a lot of people, you know, wanted D1 style. A lot of people really did like the D2 model. So they wanted something, well, basically play however you wish. Now, he mentions the top 2 slots, quick slots, have more freedom than ever, allowing you to carry unique sets of primary and special weapons. When paired with appropriate exotic, crazy loadouts like the 3 shoddy build I mentioned in the Vidoc are possible and freaking awesome. Okay, so this is a little more information on the... Okay, so quick slots. So it sounds like there'll be weapons for these quick slots. Mm-hmm. And primary... like, it looks like also the terminology is coming back, primary and special. And then I guess they're coming back with the idea of, like, No Land Beyond, where exotics... Or the No Land Beyond and, like, Universal Remote and Fighting Lion, I guess those are going to be more, a little more prevalent, perhaps. Because from what it sounds like, that's how you're going to be able to get, like, these... Well, like he said, this is how you get the 3 shoddy build that he mentioned before. Mm-hmm. So that actually sounds pretty cool. Let's see. Uptime for your weapons is balanced by how often you can get your hands on the right ammo. Tuned to be very similar to D1, uptime works as follows. Most to least, which is primary, which will be white, then special, green, and finally heavy, purple. Primary ammo is useless while running the 3 shoddy loadout, which takes a combination of special and heavy ammo.
Oh.
And finding yourself completely dry means it's time to get your hands dirty. Godspeed, Space Puncher. Okay, that makes me feel actually a lot better about this whole system. The fact that even if you get a shoddy in the primary,
you still need
takes special ammo, or we have 6 combination of special and heavy ammo. So yeah, you can run 3 shotties in PvP if you want, you know, to not be using your guns all the time. Oh god, so that's actually really, really cool. He also says, whether it be for raids, trials, and comp, or the brand new, incredibly awesome, and, in parentheses, in my opinion, pinnacle of Destiny sandbox activity, Gambit, the new weapon system, shines at allowing incredible flexibility and customization so you and your team can strategize and build your way to greatness. Mama always said, load out for the job you want. And that's Josh Hamrick, everyone.
Yeah.
He then retired. No, not really. But yeah, it actually sounds like this entire system actually sounds really... I mean, a lot of people, raids are very... Damaging can be very constrained in raids right now. Because, in D1 is, you pop your heavies, like, your damaging heavies, use them, you swap over to a sniper, then plow that into a boss, and, that was that. But, yeah, it's, like, very, very interesting to see, like, the loadouts and stuff and, like, the recommendations that are going to come out of that. Because, again, anything's possible. Like, choose your primary, choose your sniper, choose your stuff, and then get down to work. And that's pretty much all he says. So still a lot of vagueness there. But still at the same time, and like I said, just from this, like I said, it sounds like your first 2 slots, your primary special spot, is going to be very flexible. Just to mimic his words, like... So even a primary shotgun is going to have special ammo to use. That's super interesting, and I did not anticipate that. Because that was not the case for, like, No Land Beyond or Universal Remote, because they worked off primary ammo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the fact that they're doing that and still restricting it, even though, yeah, you can, I guess they'll technically have, a No Land Beyond-esque sniper rifle, maybe. But... You still can't use it right away because you still need special. So yeah, that's super, super interesting. And in case you're living under a rock, Dead Orbit 1. Faction rallies.
Yeah, faction. Surprise!
Yeah.
Everybody wanted the...
The only reason I'm mad about or miffed about this is because I realize I screwed up. Because now, I have no chance of trying out that sidearm for Future War Cult.
Because it didn't win.
Yeah, they didn't win, and the only way for me to get it is through packages for future ones. But if I want the other catalysts, I can't go back.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I can't. Like, up until year 2, I'm not going to know, which is sad because I think that sidearm actually has a ammo modification that I needed numbers on, but oh well. Actually, and they even gave percentages this time around on at least percentages of basically all player population that what they pledged, which... Like I said, I saw a lot of Future Work armor when I was playing, but apparently we were at the bottom. Only 20% of the population pledged to Future War Cult, 33% to New Monarchy, and 47% to Dead Orbit, which, like I said, makes sense. And then percentage of total faction ranks earned. Future War Cult, again, bringing up the rear at 19%. New Monarchy, actually... at only 22%, which is super low. And then Dead Orbit with 58%, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And of course, the TWAB makes mention Iron Banner is returning. Wow. I don't know how that happened.
It's retwined.
It's retwined, boss. It's retwined. God. But yeah, Tuesday, June 19th. This Tuesday. Mm-hmm. As long as this episode doesn't go up on Tuesday, Tuesday.
No,
and if it does go up on... I was about to say, if it does go up on Tuesday, today. Yeah. So here's your chance at getting the Season 3 ornaments again. No word of any new weapons released for this. So they actually do not have any kind of like detail of any new weapons or changes to weapons being offered. So there is that. which makes sense considering it's the whole progression system. So there's that. Next Friday, they're releasing oh, wait. I missed an episode of the comic. But yeah, next Friday they're actually releasing the next episode of the Warmind comic. So there's that as well. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Let me get real quick. Real quick. Jesus, what is with me? And like, you know, speaking today.
I hit light level 371.
Nice.
Yeah. Only ran the raid a couple times, so it's just from weekly milestones. Also hit 50 with New Monarchy and unlocked all of my ornaments on all of my characters. So, for the people out there saying that it's too hard of a grind, you're not grinding hard enough.
Let's say, considering Buster has one purely dedicated day to play games.
Yep.
And he was able to grind through. Yeah.
Next faction will be a little bit different because I don't have full sets of future war called armor, so I'm going to have to grind to get it and then run the grind.
It's, at least for me, it seemed like the RNG favored missing armor a little more. Of course, I could have just been extraordinarily lucky on my Titan and Warlock for future war cult, but that's what it seemed for me. And also, as Bungie has stated, if you're missing any work on your ornaments, like, as long as it doesn't require renown, you can actually still work on your ornaments during Winter's Week. Because you're still actually pledged to the faction you were pledged in. Still.
Yeah.
So as long as it's just like, kill Fallen with kinetic weapons while pledged to this faction,
Headshots.
you can still do that. Yeah. You can actually still do that because you're still technically pledged to that faction right now. Blah, blah, blah. There's nothing massive coming up in the known issues that I can really make heads or tails of, actually, to be honest. Yeah, so that's it. And that's the TWAB, as brought to you by Cosmo. I personally did not find the cat picture this time.
They also fixed the clan XP bug. They fixed that.
Oh, yeah, they did that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that, so I just wanted to make sure everyone knows.
Yes, they did. It's fixed. And oh my god, people are really blowing up about Cade dying.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's not coming back. Just want to let you guys know that.
And if he does, that's just going to be awful.
Yep.
Because then we actually won't be able to trust any of Bungie's storytelling in the future. But so far, at least, like, except from the interviews and such, yeah, they certainly, even with, like, community information and such, they're keeping Cade dead, like, full plans.
I did like the tweet. No, Cade's dead. No, like, for real dead. Like, he's not coming back for real dead.
I actually liked, was it Chris Barrett? I think he made a tweet and it's like, players were like, Bungie needs to have dark storytelling. Bungie, hold my beer. It's like, yep, that's the thing. But again, there was a really good article on PC Gamer on where Chris Barrett pretty much made mention. It's like, why Cade has to stay dead. Yeah, because they went through a lot of information, such as, year one weapons still being usable and even still dropping in many cases. How the collections is going to work. Like, apparently all year one stuff you can actually pull things out of, including you'll be able to pull shaders out of your collections. which is super interesting to me.
Yeah, which makes it seem like there's going to be a change in shaders, perhaps.
I mean, maybe, but at the same time, if they just make them obtainable other than RNG, I'm more okay with this shader system. Because my issue with the shader system is like, okay, you get this really cool, like Eververse shader or whatever from your Engram. Mm-hmm. You get 3 of them. Yeah. That's it.
Or event shaders.
You don't see that, like, even if you're getting like 4 or 5 like prototype engrams or whatever, you may not see that Eververse shader again, because that is the nature of RNG. But if they're making a way for us to be able to pull out these shaders, I'm way more okay with it. Because that was the only thing I really didn't like, is the fact that some of these shaders are so valuable just because you don't get them. Mm-hmm. So if you can pull out a lot of these like activity related shaders, yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for that change. And the fact that we can clear out our inventory of shaders we really don't want, and then you can clear them out and not have to worry about it, because if you really like it, pull it out. And that way you can use it on whatever set of armor you want. So like I said, I'm really down for this change. Because it looks really cool. And of course, like 200 spaces to the vault. And they make mention random rolls are going to be focused on year 2 weapons. But you can infuse the year 1 weapons and bring them with you. If you love Better Devils, by all means bring it, blah, blah, blah. And they actually do ask, will these year 1 weapons no longer be dropping? It's like, yes, they will still drop. They won't have those random perks. So there's that.
Mass shader deletion?
One thing that they don't mention that was asked is if you're going to be able to mod year 1 guns. And one of the guys did not have a specific answer on that. So year 1 weapons may or may not be included into the new mod system. So just forewarning on that. They did also ask an interesting question about 9-person escalation protocols. And they do like the fact that they kind of like the fact that people are doing it, because they do believe Destiny is more fun when you're playing with a bunch of people. And they also have already mentioned before, like, adding extra people, like, to a fire team is not a foreseeable future fix. At least nothing, like, super, super soon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they want to bring in these experiences, like, for challenging cooperative moments. And they do mention, it's like, hopefully in the future without weird matchmaking. So they're at least going to be keeping, I guess, that in mind. So yeah, and then of course they do mention random rolls. Hilariously, they also asked the question on if this was the High Moon expansion. Because they asked us, like, Warmind was kind of Vicarious Visions co-production. And that's because I think I just mentioned last week, it's like, I don't know how these things work, but they actually kind of give us a little more of an indicator of, like, how that works to a degree. But yeah, like, this, it was like High Moon collaborated. So yeah, like I said, it's finally nice to see what High Moon's doing with Bungie.
Yeah. Finally,
after like 2 years of, High Moon's working with Bungie. Doing what? Nobody knows.
I don't know. That's what it was. What are they doing? I don't know.
I don't know. They made some Age of Triumph armor. And? It
was pretty nice armor, though.
It was really great. And of course, they do ask on the question of why they decided to kill Cade. Christopher Barrett made a little joke, like we drew it out of a hat. But they do say that Cade was like, it was Cade from the beginning, basically. Like, once they set the tone of what they wanted, Cade was the target. So, and they also make mentions like, yeah, we've had to deal with like this loss, like a year ago or whatever.
Yeah, how do you think they felt?
So a lot of their developers are like just now getting over it, and now they're having to re-deal with it all over again. So it's like, crap. But I do believe it's Barrett that says he's dead. He is dead. I will 100% confirm Cade's dead. Oh no, Scott Taylor. Definitely said that. So, like I said, so far right now, he's dead.
He's dead, dude.
Yeah, because the question is, and you can't put it out there only to take it back. And the guy's like, no, he's dead.
There is no coming back from that. Lore states, once your ghost is dead, you're dead. The next time you die is final.
And here's the thing, because he said, 100% confirmed, because we want people to understand the stakes here. You should really hate the people who did this. That's the point. Mm-hmm. And they do not confirm whether Uldren's going to be in the raid. But it is like, I do also like the idea that we actually have a human-sized, villain to go after here. It's not some big monstrous thing like Skolos and Atheon and Panoptes and Zol. It's like, it's not these big, huge, larger-than-life enemies. This is a guy that's our size.
He's also, Uldren's not a guardian.
No, not at all.
He's just a dude.
I mean, he's Reef-born awoken.
Yeah.
But, so, he might have access. I mean, look at what his sister did to Oryx.
That's true.
Or at least attempted to. But yeah, so they're dude-sized though. So it's like, it's very super interesting. Like, and apparently, like, Uldren is going to have, like, because they do say that he's actually, because he's a person and he speaks our language. So Uldren is an enemy that is capable of talking to you. Yeah, Skolas talked trash to us, and what's his face, Tanix, he talked mad trash to us. We'll never understand what it was, because it was fallen jibber jabber. But now we actually have a villain that can trash talk. I mean, just sure enough. I mean, Zol spoke to us in our head, but
yeah,
he mostly just roared in the fight.
Still pretty cool though.
It was still one of my favorite freaking story moments.
Yeah, so cool. You said, I'm going to play this again because I want to hear you lose your shit. And I lost my shit.
For sure. I don't think there's... Okay, so yeah, actually also the PC Gamer interview does ask the question on if they're bringing back, one of the 3 hand cannons that everyone wants back. Of course, the two Bungie devs do dance around the subject, and it's hilarious to read. But anywho, they're not announcing anything for those hand cannons for either Thorn, Last Word, or Hawkmoon. They are not announcing anything, but they are aware that they are beloved weapons. And even Christopher Barrett himself says, "I would like to see them return at some point as well." That's all they say. And Taylor does say that if you look at the new Gambit trailer, you might see a little something. So, like I said, it seems partially contradictory. Like, maybe this is the new Thorn, but like I said, I still don't think it's like old Thorn. I still definitely don't think that.
Like how they retouch some of the classic weapons?
Well, I think this is just... if they change Thorn to this, that's way more than just a touch. That's like just a massive overhaul. Even more so because they touched Suros by making it 600 RPM. This would be utterly different. Mm-hmm. And they do, like I said, this is also the information with the bows and stuff. And that's that. So yeah, a lot of good information, like a really cool read. But yeah, like I said, that's basically the meat and potatoes. But like I said, there's a lot of nuanced stuff because, hey, it's Christopher Barrett, which, my God, he can be on fire on Twitter. Like, holy crap. But, so yeah.
Which is good. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm definitely probably going to get the expansion, the deluxe edition. Because all the other expansions just seem so, what is it? The Joker's Gambit. That's one of them. The Penumbra, the Black Armory. I mean, they all sound really cool, and they all have different. That's just going to extend the game longer, which is what we all really want because hell, we talk about Destiny, and we play Destiny a lot, so it's just. I mean, I did like how everybody's like the newest theory that I've seen is that the Joker's Gambit is going to be them bringing Cade back. I'm like, no, you can't do that. It's not really a gambit. Yeah. That's just kind of them breaking their own story mission. This is them breaking their own rules, and that's not going to happen.
Because there's nothing awful, like more awful than when you're like get invested in a story and it becomes a revenge tale and everything's great, and then you find out at the ending, oh, he wasn't dead. It's like it might be able to be like pulled off well, but it just seems like lazy storytelling is what it seems like. And it's like an unnecessary twist, and then you're pretty much invalidating everything that happened at that point in time. Yeah. It's like, because movies have done, it's like, oh, this was a test of your blah, blah, blah. So this last part of his life has just been utterly pointless. All right, then.
Oh, so what you're telling me is, because there's time travel, you think that the stranger is going to come back, take Cade, and then pull Cade from a different timeline? Can't do that.
Well, it could, but then it wouldn't be Arcade.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
And again, it goes like I said, it goes along like that. It's like the same 14 thing. It's like people think, oh, but if it's a thing, it's like just I understand. Because it's like, you don't want that person dead. But they're dead. I mean, if they just brought it back or said that, it trivializes the entire moment that they're looking to build. Because, I mean, you're going up and you're, like, pretty much practically presented St. 14 shotgun. Mm-hmm. How powerful is that moment if that was just a simulation?
Yeah. I mean,
how powerful is this story if Cade just comes back? I mean, you do that and it's like pulling a punch, literally.
Yeah. And the way you put it with Save 14, because I was so long saying I just want Save 14 to be alive, and you were like, would you rather have him be a coward that's hiding, or him being something that's venerated from the Vex, which are machines that can see all timelines? And I'm like, touche, good sir.
It's like he's either done the impossible or he's a punk.
You choose.
Take your choice.
and as a defender main, I cannot say that he's a punk. It's just not in my genetics. And I think the same with Cade. It's not a revenge tale if we bring him back at the end. The Outlaw Josie Wales isn't the same movie if at the end it's not a revenge tale. You know what I mean?
That, and if Exos could be so easily brought back, Cade 7, I mean, why aren't there more Exos? Like, a lot more.
I mean, I wouldn't mind going to the Deep Stone Crypt. That'd be kind of cool.
Actually, that would be interesting if they. But at the same time, it's like, because there's a lot of interesting like past storytelling with Cade, like his life basically as a troubled person. Mm-hmm. It's like maybe this is just if we do like get in touch with like a true copy of him, like it would be interesting story. Like I highly doubt this would happen, but let's say we like do find a way and find out what the Deep Stone Crypt actually is. We go there because it like holds every Vex that people have ever met and such, and blah blah blah. And we actually see Cade, and he's like, it's like a farewell moment. And he's like, nope, it's time for me to go.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Force ghost him. I'm okay with that.
Basically, I mean, it would make a lot of people cry. I might be one of those people. Because, like I said, I enjoyed the Cade. I enjoyed that troubled Cade, and that would just be like a massive extension to him. Like I said, I doubt it, but that would be cool storytelling. Perhaps that would be the only way I would want to see Cade back after him dying. Basically,
could you imagine the hate and vitriol if you find out that the Queen is still that Marisol is still alive and she ordered Aldrin to kill Cade?
Yeah, that's probably why they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt.
Yeah.
They would probably not even do that.
The hate.
There is... Have you seen the image of that one character that a lot of people are questioning is Marasov?
No, I did not.
Oh, crap. I don't even know if I can know how to search for it to even look for it. It's like this character. It looks like they're carrying like this sawed-off double-barrel shotgun.
Oh!
With like this red cloak and a white...
Yeah,
like,
with the crow?
Raven. Yeah. People are thinking that might be Marasov.
Might be.
I mean, facial structure could probably pass, perhaps. But how to say this without sounding like a sexist douchebag? The front is very slim.
Yeah.
Very. Which, maybe it's a heavy cloak. I don't know.
Maybe
like
chest armor? Like a chest plate?
Or maybe she wasn't that well endowed anyway. I don't really remember. But I don't know. Because like I said, it's androgynous. The image itself is androgynous enough to really, it's like, it could be, but maybe not.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, there. Okay, I see it.
I mean, it's
kind of looks like Drizzt de Orden a little bit.
It does. It does look a little like Drizzt, but it would be interesting if that is Mara, because the fact that Uldren in certain like concept images has the black, raven or crow on his shoulder, and then this character has a white one.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting if that is Marasov, and somehow they're like at ends or something, like somehow, some way. Mm-hmm. I mean, it does kind of draw in mind of another, the perfected raven.
Ooh. That's a throwback from the Books of Sorrow.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's already happened, so, definitely not. But like I said, it does kind of, the fact that when this one person was took, amplified her power and made her very different. Just saying.
Maybe Savathun took her.
I mean,
ooh.
Like I said, if parts of that leak is more true than we think, maybe that's an avenue, or maybe it's just Marasov, or maybe it's someone completely different.
Yeah.
But that's at least my thoughts on it, because it's like, yeah, it could be Marasov, like, for some reason, but that's the thing, because if this is Marasov, this is like an outfit that is very, like...
battle ready?
Yeah, it's like, it's a wandering warrior outfit, basically.
I was going to say Xena Warrior Princess.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's the lone gunslinger, essentially, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like the Dirty Harry. Or not Dirty Harry, what was his character? Was it Dirty Harry? Yeah. Well, I can't remember the name of his character in the Westerns.
John Wayne? No, that's the actor. God damn it.
Yeah, that's the actor. I think, because Dirty Harry was like the cop, right?
Yeah, Dirty Harry was the cop with the Magnum.
Yeah. So I just don't remember his name, but yeah, basically, the lone gunslinger that Clint Eastwood has kind of become famous for portraying in his younger years is kind of how that reminds me of, this wandering, gunslinger warrior type that just knows how to get stuff done, is how this image kind of looks. So if that is Marasov, that is a drastically different Marasov.
Yeah, it's it'd be cool.
It would be cool. Like, regardless, it would be cool.
So, can it be July 17th yet? That's the next event, right? That's the name of the...
Oh, yeah. Solstice of Heroes?
Yeah, that's right. Solstice of Heroes.
Yeah. We'll probably be getting some,
event armor.
Yeah, perhaps... perhaps some in-game teases to Forsaken. Because Bungie is not above adding Grimoire. Because, look at from D1 to D2, and, the 3 Grimoire cards, a lot of people... spout, and the fact that, when Eris Morn left the tower because another enemy was coming, The story of Uldren meeting with the Kell of Kings. I mean, those were all hints that were dropped Age of Triumph. So, or at least maybe a little before, but either way, like we might get some kind of hint, some kind of cryptic Bungie hint at what's going on in Forsaken. And not just the stuff they told us. Because again, they've even said as much that, you know, that's not the whole story. Something else is happening. But yeah.
I also like that when someone says about the whole Cade dying, I think it might have been Wade Barrett that tweeted out a picture of the spoiler alert gun. The flavor text is someone dies. Yeah,
someone dies. Spoiler alert.
And I'm like, okay, you guys, you earned my respect with that one. Because that is
now the question is, was it just a funny meme, or was it foreshadowing?
True, it's one of those things, man. It's
I love how people are trying to justify Cade not dying because Ace of Spades is Firefly. He would have exploded. Come on, stop it.
Do you see his face?
I mean, yeah,
his face looks pretty exploded to me.
I mean, yeah. So it's like, he couldn't have died because it has Firefly and it would have procced. And it's like, it's a cinematic trailer. Come on. When have they actually followed the rules in Destiny cinematic trailers? I mean, if that's the case, then Winter Hunter's going to be able to throw down 2 grenades like they did in the D1 trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Also, who is that accurate with the golden gun? Cade hit 3 perfect shots. There are some people, but that's just me being, you know, hyperbole again. I know.
But without looking?
Yeah, just bam, bam, bam. Like, hey,
it's like, what the crap? I did like that moment, though. I did like it. That was another very cool moment. But, oh, God, and there was someone on Twitter. Oh, my God, it was like the best image ever. Someone very quickly drew an image of Twitter with Uldren. And it said Colonel Who, because Colonel is Cade's chicken. And he was holding a bucket of fried chicken. It's like, I don't know who you are, but A, got some big...
Got some huevos.
Like, you got some cojones, A, to draw it, but B, to post it on Twitter, where the hateful people live. Yeah. Bravo, good sir.
Where all the angry people
Bravo. Live. I mean, that's... God, I can only imagine, like, that cavalcade afterward, like, the backlash of that. Oh, my God. Like, we have Bungie, like, Cade fans, like, harassing Uldren accounts, Uldren character accounts on Twitter, and it's like, stop. It's like, seriously, just stop.
Don't be a dick. That's what you're doing. You're being a dick. Don't be a dick. It's a video game.
Yeah, seriously. It's a character. We've all dealt with characters dying. Ask any Final Fantasy fan.
I was going to say, how many Final Fantasy characters have died?
I mean, of course, the one that everyone's going to mention, because it was such a great game, is Aerith from 7. Spoiler, by the way.
I don't think you need a spoiler to a 20-year-old game.
I mean, it does have a remake coming out. Whenever freaking Tetsuya Nomura decides to, you know, move things along. I know it's not just his fault, but still. I've already mentioned before, Tetsuya Nomura games take for freaking ever to develop. And it's been like a year or something since we've heard anything about the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, legitimately, they showed a trailer some time ago, and then it's like, yep, that's it.
That's Final Fantasy VII.
It's like, it was just so sad because a lot of the trailers and stuff that they showed was so polished. But either way, like, deep cut for the real Final Fantasy fans, you know, General Leo from Final Fantasy VI, which is actually more heartbreaking than the Aerith death scene to me.
I was going to say Titus from 10.
Yeah, but that was like a kind of whole Sixth Sense type twist. It's like, oh, he's always been dead. Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah.
And which I guess technically not. I mean, technically he wasn't even really alive.
Yeah, he was just a projection.
It was a dream, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that. I mean, you want crazy plots? Play you a Final Fantasy game. You get some crazy plots. But yeah, and then Final Fantasy 15, you're losing a character. I'm not going to spoil that one because that was still fairly recent. And a great ending. Like, the story may have been kind of mad, but it had some really strong emotional points to it. It's very nice.
The 15? Yet to play that. Probably because time.
Oh, yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah, I know you played a shit ton of it, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I completed it, or I mean, I finished it at least once. Still haven't done much. Then I played a crap ton of like the companions thing. So yeah, I mean, I played it a lot, but yeah. I mean, I'm a Final Fantasy fan. I'm a mark for it. It's been my sense of enjoyment for a very long time. So
I'm a mark for it. Why not?
it is. I mean, come on. If something comes out for it, it's like I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it, and I'm going to find the good parts to talk about, while the rest of the community says how trash the game is. Because, spoiler alert, the Destiny community is not the first. Because I've already spoken my piece about the Final Fantasy community, and it's the fact that whatever new game of Final Fantasy comes out, it's trash. It's garbage. It's the worst Final Fantasy ever. Whatever Final Fantasy released like 3 titles ago, best thing ever. It always shifts. It's always sliding. But yeah.
You have a point, sir. And it's true.
Yeah. Because I remember, like, I wasn't as connected to the internet, but I remember, like, the disagreement that of Final Fantasy X. Like, and now, well, I mean, good lord, it's had a remake, and people love it now. So, I mean, things happen. So yeah, weird communities. So yeah, Destiny community.
Not the weirdest.
You're getting there. Like with the evolution of this community, it's getting there. But at the same time, I mean, it's also, I guess, it's a sign of a community with longevity. Because again, I mean, the Final Fantasy community has been around for 30 years now, something like that. Probably over 30 by now. Jesus, now that I'm thinking about it.
I mean, Final Fantasy 1 came out on Nintendo?
Yeah. It's an NES game.
Yeah, so that's something, right?
For sure. Video game.
I would say Zelda might be one of the old, like, might have it beat out in age, you know, just by age, but it's definitely an old franchise.
Developed and published by Square in 1987. Yeah, 31 years now. Jesus.
Yeah. Wow.
It's about how long I've been playing this franchise. But yeah, either way, it's like communities that like can last tend to go through this evolution of kind of becoming this way. I mean, this is what I've seen with Final Fantasy, and this is what I'm seeing in the Destiny community. Oh my god. Looking at old Final Fantasy screenshots, like, oh my god.
Yeah. How did this game?
I mean, I know why I liked this game. It was a rip-off of D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Because my brother who was 12 years older than me, was in the Navy. And what happened on Navy ships in, like, the 90s?
Play D&D.
A lot of freaking D&D.
Tons of D&D, actually.
Yeah. So he came back, he got me into it, and it's like, hey, here's this game that has literally carbon copied the D&D monster manual.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, like pretty much there's Sahuagin in the game. There's beholders, actually, technically. But, okay. we didn't see the Beholders because I guess the Beholders were a little too copyrighted by TSR, so they changed the sprites into skeletons for the North American Final Fantasy 1 release. But if you actually look at the original Japanese sprite for the Evil Eye monster in Final Fantasy 1, totally Beholder. Totally. Mm-hmm. But the fact that Mind Flayers are still a common enemy in Final Fantasies, Illithids and Sahagin, which again are just like a character limitation of Sahuagin from D&D. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was just a complete and total ripoff of the Monster Manual. And that's why I loved it. And 31 years later, it's like...
I still love it.
all Japanesey. Like with their character designs and everything. So, yeah. Still playing it. Oh, God, 31 years? Oh, my God.
Yeah. Don't think about it. It's like me playing Zelda. I
know, right? Oh, my God. It is, like, literally... Like, to think about these... Oh, really? Oh, wow. Zelda is only a year older than Final Fantasy.
Really? Just a year?
Yeah, Zelda was released in 86. Yeah, and then, Final Fantasy was released in 87.
Good Lord. We're old, Des.
I know, right? My holy Christ.
But we played some good games.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We can say we've been around for the beginning, The
question is, when did it release in the U.S.? Was it 86? Because that was when it was originally released. Because I know Final Fantasy took like 3 years to come to the U.S. No. Yeah, no wording. But yeah, so, yeah, it was... It is really interesting, though, like I said, to go back and look at these, like, screenshots of now iconic, like, franchises and think back, it's like, how did we play this crap? Mm-hmm. Like, we play a game like this now, it's like people groan because, where's the graphics? But yeah, I mean, back in the day, I guess that's why older games, I guess that's kind of a thing older gamers have. It's like, I guess that's why we focus on the gameplay.
Yeah. We know where we came from.
Yeah, we've kind of had to.
Yeah. From
the beginning. As long as it's had interesting gameplay, it's always been, cool. Of course, I mean, there's nothing wrong with liking graphics. Graphics are pretty. But, yeah, I mean, because, like I said, you go back and look at these games. I mean, most of Final Fantasy 1 was a black backdrop. And then Zelda, it's like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Ugh. It's a rough one to think about, legitimately. And here I am playing something like Jurassic World Evolution. It's like gorgeous, freaking stunning dinosaurs, which... Also, let me tell you about Jurassic World Evolution, and I'm bringing it full circle. Quite literally. They have so much in this game that makes no sense. But I mean that in the best way possible. Because you can actually drive your Jeeps yourself.
Yeah, and you could take shots, right? Okay.
But here's the thing. The Ranger Jeeps control better than most of the vehicles in Grand Theft Auto. They have, like, really good controls. And I'm sitting here thinking, why? It's a tycoon game. Why do these driving controls feel so good? When shooting a dart rifle, you actually have to worry about bullet drop. And again, it's like, why?
Wait, so you could have a raging dinosaur, and you could miss the shot?
Oh, yeah. For sure. Like, if you actually choose to take control yourself, you have to account for bullet drop. Or, dart drop in this case. But yeah, you actually have to account for that crap. And then, most dinosaurs, especially the larger ones, take more than one dart to trank. So yeah, there's like freaking skill mechanic involved with it and crap. And it's like, why? It's a tycoon game. Like, dinosaurs actually have different textures when it's raining. They look wet when it's raining, actively. And that's ridiculous to me. Because these are just modeled. Like, it's like, come on. Why is all this detail being thrown in this game? I think that's one reason I do like it, though. Because there's just a lot of these details. That, and it does kind of follow, Jurassic Park movie quote. They spared no expense.
And it's single player only, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's straight up just single player. I mean, it's definitely great. Like I said, it's a great time sink and everything. But yeah, all these like little things that they've thrown in, it just makes no sense because all of these things are nowhere near required to make a good tycoon game. Mm-hmm. But yet, there they are. And even though it's not even like involved with the gameplay, like being able to control and shoot a dinosaur down take control of a helicopter and shoot a dinosaur down yourself doesn't matter. But if you can pull off a few skill shots, you can unlock some trophies for it. Like, tranking a dinosaur while it's running. That's a trophy. Or tranking a dinosaur from a minimum distance of 125 meters away. That's a trophy. But yeah, this is really, really weird. Yeah, anyway, again, if you're a Jurassic Park fan, get it. There's no reason not to get it. And again, I even heavily recommend getting Deluxe Edition because you get extra fossils and dinosaurs to dig up. And they don't just give you those fossils either. Also, by the way, you don't just open the game and I can just make these dinosaurs. No, you actually have to not only do you have to dig up your fossils, but you actually have to unlock the deluxe fossils by completing missions. So, like I said, it's work. It's a bit of a grind, but it's all really, really cool.
We talking $60 here?
Deluxe is like 70.
That's not too bad.
Oh no, wait, it's like $64.99, I think it was. But yeah, so under 70 for a deluxe. And I'm curious on how they're going to do the DLC, because I know the developers did make mention that at the very least they're going to be adding the new movie dinosaurs in, the Fallen Kingdom dinosaurs. They're going to be adding some of those in, for sure.
The super spooky Velociraptor.
Yeah, so yeah, they're going to be putting those dinosaurs in. And then of course the maybes were, like you said last time, the aquatics and aerial dinosaurs. Because there are no sea life dinosaurs and there are no flyers. They're all ground based, which again, it's still a great game, regardless.
Okay, well this just in. You can buy the deluxe content separately if you wanted to. Okay. Because you might be asking yourself, how do I know this information? Because I'm on the store as we speak. It's $64.99. The deluxe bundle.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
And the original is $60. Why not spend the extra $4?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. That's what I told my wife. It's only $4, and you get 6 extra fossils that you can basically unlock access to. Mm-hmm. And it's super easy, to see what you've gained extra access to, because it's literally the deluxe access fossils are their own thing that you look at, so you can easily see the extra stuff you get. Which a lot of it is, of course, and I do like the fact that the extra fossils aren't popular dinosaurs. They're not locking behind the T-Rex behind the deluxe access or anything, or even anything remotely. Gallimimus is just normal access. But however, the closely related looking Archaeornithomimus is a deluxe access. Oh my god. These names.
Archaeornithomimus.
Yeah, Archaeornithomimus.
My favorite one to say is Parasaurolophus, which is just a duck-billed dinosaur.
Oh yeah. And the Styracosaurus, which is basically a Triceratops cousin. is a deluxe edition. The best one that they added into the deluxe access is the Crichtonsaurus. And for those fans of Jurassic Park, they're thinking, Raven, why does that name sound familiar? Because it is literally a dinosaur that is named after Michael Crichton, the author of Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Bra fucking vo.
I didn't even know about that until this game. So, it's a fun game, and you could learn crap. Because, again, it's like a... That's why it is like a proper Jurassic Park type game. Because, again, if you look at like their bundles, like the bundle of the original trilogy, we have all these like freaking extra features that are dinosaur facts. And that's this game. Make dinosaurs. Read fun facts about them. Try not to let them escape and murder your freaking everyone. Because that can happen.
By the way, Des, Jurassic World is downloaded now.
For sure. I mean, like I said, it's a no-brainer, really. I mean, if you don't mind the micromanagement of tycoons and you're a fan of Jurassic Park, then I mean, it's just going to be a truly fun game to play. I mean, there's no guarantee how long it can last you, because this may not be a great long-term investment for me, because it's a tycoon game, and after a while they just kind of get... I mean, once you master everything and do everything, it just kind of becomes micromanaging your park. And that's meh. But just the fact that it's here, and you can restart islands and redo things, I mean...
The way I look at it, for me, is I love dinosaurs. I love games that I can micromanage and then go, man, I like this. Let's see what happens if I let a Velociraptor loose.
Which, you say that, but that's totally possible.
Wait, I could just let one loose?
Yeah, whenever you please, you can let any dinosaur loose. Because because they have these gates that you can put on fences, and the gates is how your rangers get access to your pens to, like, resupply feeders and crap. But at any point in time, you, as the god entity of this universe, can just open a gate and let a dinosaur out. For giggles. Yes.
I just giggled. What do you mean for giggles? Of course I giggle.
No, but I'm saying that is... It's like you may have joked and thought about... But no, there's like entirely a completely different, easy way to do that. You can just open a gate and let them out.
Oh,
you don't have to destroy a wall and like waste funds or anything. You just open a gate and let them out. And then watch as your profits plummet for a very long time, because a lot of people die and then people don't want to come to your park for a while.
Well, But I can just go to the first island and just play around, right?
Oh yeah, like I said, you can use the sandbox island.
Yeah,
like, that's the ultimate skirt around with.
That's what I'm doing.
I mean, and then there's the progression of islands is basically like you get like 3 star. You have to work to 3 stars on an island, which is your facility rating and your dinosaur rating. So, as a tip, definitely try and think of multiple breeds to add to pens, so that way you get like a good variety rating. And then, of course, like the facility rating is more of the tycoon aspect of the game, because it's like making sure like places in your park have access to like shopping and food and drinks and fun and crap like that. So there's that, tycoon micromanagement for the facility ratings, and then just breeding and watching dinosaurs for your dinosaur rating. But yeah, it's like I said, it's make your own Jurassic Park, and that's it. I mean, if that sentence is not interesting to you, don't get this game.
Oh no, it is.
But if that sentence is even the tiniest bit interesting to you, just go ahead and buy this game.
Let me ask you a question. Have you seen Jurassic Park probably 2,000 times in your life?
Oh, most likely.
If so, then no, I did.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I'm saying most likely.
yeah, I mean, I've told you a story. I got a DVD player that the only DVD that was in there because the door was stuck was Jurassic Park. My son watched Jurassic Park since he was when he was a baby on repeat over and over and over again. I used to know all the beats, like without seeing it, just hearing the background music, I could go.
Yeah.
And he's dipping his finger in the water, and he's running it down her hand, and he's like, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, and then he's gonna do it again. Clever girl, like all that. I was just like, Nedry's gonna be a dickhead.
And also, the loading screens have quotes from the movies,
What?
including Jeff Goldblum's pauses. It's like, ooh, that's how it starts, and then the running and screaming. They literally subtitled the
Uh-huh.
So, I love these developers. They know the memes attached to like the Jurassic Park series, and they don't shy away from it. Like I said, every that Jeff Goldblum has in a quote or in a line, because again, Jeff Goldblum is a voice, as well as what's her name that did Claire Dearing in the Jurassic World, the newer Jurassic World movie. Mm-hmm. She is a voice, and the dude that was it's going to sound super racist, and I'm sorry, but the Asian scientist that came back in Jurassic World, he's a proper voice as well.
Really?
Yeah. He's actually voiced his own character as well. And he's a big douchebag in this. Oh my god.
Of course he
is. He's so questionable. Like, but it's great. And then that's only like one part of the game, because the actual part of the missions and stuff, like to help you get money, is balancing between your three essentially factions. Because you have entertainment, you have science, and you have security. But here's the kicker. Especially in the later islands, if you let their reputation like bottom out, they can sabotage your park.
Really?
They can cut your power out, or they can open your dinosaur pens.
And then you have to stop them. Nice, dude.
So you have to fix the problem and go from there. But yeah, there's so many little mechanics, and hilariously everything is like tied to a movie, like everything, and it's great.
The producer screen that says Frontier has a dinosaur hatching out of the world.
Yeah.
Fucking dope.
Also, if you just chill out on the main menu too, is also like chilling out on the main menu is awesome, because that is like the main music of Jurassic Park just on loop. So if you enjoy that music, you just chill out on the main menu for however long you want, just letting that music go.
It is right now. That's
what I'm saying. Like you can just like every aspect of this game is just so Jurassic Park that I've spent a couple minutes listening to that orchestral rise over and over. Because yeah, I mean,
Pete, I'm gonna fucking slam you.
Though, warning, also for those on PS4 or consoles, the larger islands and the more crap you have can cause some hardware stuttering, because this game looks way better than I thought it would for a tycoon game, to be honest. Like, it's not super great graphics, but looks way better than what it should.
See, here's the choice I had to make. Did I want to put it on my PS4? Sure. But my PS4 is getting a little tight on storage, if you know what I'm saying. And I do have the Xbox, which is a terabyte. And I'm like, I should just probably get this on the Xbox.
I mean, that's fair.
Because, I mean, I'm going to get Forsaken on PlayStation, obviously. And then Fallout 76 is going to be, hey, friends that I have already on PlayStation, are you getting 76? Yes?
No, I am.
Well, then guess where I'm getting. My decision has been made. I'm definitely getting it on PlayStation, so I can.
I may not get it. I may not be able to afford it at launch. But I'm definitely getting it. No. I mean, come on, it's a Fallout game.
There.
My wife okay. When I told her about Fallout 76 and the fact that it was multiplayer, she still looks at me and goes, "You're getting it, right?"
I love it.
So it's like, duh, I'm getting it. Like I said, I may not be able to afford it at launch. Yeah, I'm getting it.
when I came home from work after the E3 Expo, and like the next morning, I woke up and the missus looked at me and she goes, "I'm sure you saw Fallout 76, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "You're getting it, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, I could probably watch you play that. I'm like, yeah, probably. And then I mentioned then she was like, I said something along the lines of, hey, there's a Jurassic World game that's like a tycoon, like Sim City, roller coaster tycoon. And she's like, you should probably get that too. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get that anyway.
Yeah, and it's happening.
It was just me being very nice to you to say, hey,
exactly. I'm just giving you a warning.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know
it's happening. I just want to know how angry you're going to be when it happens.
Not at all. Yeah, thought so. I actually played a little Paladins this week.
Hey, Furia's out.
I got my hands on Furia. Actually, quite a few times I got my hands on Furia because unlike most new characters, a new healer isn't very poppin'.
Oh, but I bet she's lethal.
Oh, she's a fucking monster.
Oh, yeah.
She's a good combat healer.
Yeah, she's kind of like like I said, her kit and everything looks a lot like Genos, but Genos has a little more survivability / utility. Yeah. And all of her kit just looks combat. Oh my god.
I mean, her super gives insane bonus damage. I had a match I was playing, and it was 3-3, and we had the cap to win, and everybody collapses on the point, and we got on the point, and there was a ruckus, and me, a Victor, a Ceres, and I think a Talus.
Oh yeah.
And I just went, I heard the ruckus because, hey guys, just to let you know, if you're playing solo, just jump in and have your headphones on. You'll hear people talking. And I heard the ruckus go, I'm gonna ult, step right in and ult. And I was like, hold on 1 second, and I hit my button, and it led everybody up, and he ulted, and I just watched people evaporate. And I was like, yeah, cool. That was really cool. I played her so much I got her at rank 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do need to hop on Paladins and get on that event.
Yeah. Oh, the event is. I hate the event. I hate it. It's jumping. I hate it. I hate it. All I do literally is just wait and let I'll try to get it, and if I can't get it and the abyss rises, I'll just teleport to the next stage. That's it. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest. I just let if I can get to it, I can. The only time I've ever done it is when I had. Let me see. I played as Maldamba. Don't like Maldamba. Not very good at Maldamba. And then I got the rock chick. God damn it.
Oh, Nara.
Nara. Yeah. I can just stop you from coming up the platforms with the wall, and I'll just wall and just run ahead of you. It's a real dickheady thing to do, but super fun because you can't put a kid on. You just have their base load out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but man, Fury is fun.
Oh, kind of like I think that's how.
That's how Ascension Peak was.
Yeah. You just got the character, and here you go.
Yep. Good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like this character? Yeah.
Too bad, because you're probably going to get him 3 more times.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's only a small list.
Yeah, that's how I learned Buck.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Buck, I'm not so good at Buck. Okay, I can deal with him this once. Like, queued up again. Buck. Again. All right. Queued up again. Buck, I'm done after this. It's like I'm done for the day after this. But yeah. I definitely need to get my hands on Furia and see how she feels. Like I said, she might be my new support main.
Yeah.
I just have this feeling.
She's really, dude, her healing isn't as good as Genos, but it works the same way. It's just the dot. But her offensive maneuvers.
I was about to say, but then again, she has a legendary that kind of boosts that effect.
Yeah, she does. It's actually the first legendary you get.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's just 50% or 50 points. It's plus I do like her her Getsuga Tencho.
Oh yeah.
Because if it hits with a legendary card, if it hits hits teammates, it heals. But if it hits enemies, it damages and stuns them.
Yeah.
So it's a real good, I'm out. You hit him with a stun, and she has the, like Leanne, the dash back.
Yeah.
But she shoots 2 fireballs that track.
I know, right?
So, super useful, and, I mean, like I said, I'm surprised that every time I get her, every time that I've gotten her, I was like, I got her? And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then having her with Ceres is really fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, her heal is 1,000 burst and then 500 over 2 seconds, which 1,500 health isn't going to keep a frontline alive.
No, but it
like
will
at
help.
base,
But it will help.
it'll help. And then up to 50% additional healing based on allies missing health. So yeah, that's what her viability as a healer is with Cherish or with a Solar Blessing.
Mm-hmm. And then you can get her cards. You can load out that if you hit them with her blessing, I think is what it's called, Solar Blessing. You can give them extra damage or damage resistance or CC immunity, stuff like that. So, yeah, man.
I wish she looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, just visually, she looks really good.
Yeah.
Which it's hilarious because she's actually clothed.
Unlike most female characters in that game.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably going to change with a few skins, but you know.
There's definitely going to be a bikini, a Valkyrie skin.
I know, right? I mean, look at what they did with Cassie. She's clothed, in most of her skins.
Yeah.
But bikini.
Saris is never closed. Never closed at all.
Yeah, skins just get worse and worse for her. You want her clothed, you got to use like base.
Well, the angelic.
Oh yeah, then.
Alright, well, I gotta check on the missus soon, so.
Oh yeah.
For those that don't know, we recorded super late this week. I had an emergency. Had to sit at the hospital for 5 hours. Thanks, hospital, for having us sit for 5 hours. Fun little story about that. I fell asleep in the room, and when I woke up, both my legs were dead ass asleep.
Oh yeah.
Like tingling up to my butt cheeks, and the missus looked at me and she goes, "Hey, guy who could fall asleep anywhere."
Yeah.
Luckily, she was in good spirits and stuff. So that's what happened today. And Pete ate a butter dish. When I say ate a butter dish, he took. I was packing my lunch Thursday, and this week in Pete, I was packing my lunch. He jumped up on the counter. Obviously, he can put his paws on the counter, and I heard it. I look over, and there he is with the butter dish in his mouth, and it's a glass butter dish. And I'm like, probably should stop him from doing that. So I reach for it, and I hear pop, and I'm like, oh shit! So I just grab him by his face, open his jaw, tell him drop it, shake his head out, and pieces of the glass fall as it would, and then the butter falls out like the pat of butter. And I'm like, well, let me check him. I see a little bit of blood dripping from his mouth, so I check and make sure. I pull out a little shard that he just had on his tongue. He cut his gums up a little bit, and he decided he wanted to fight me. like fight me, because he wanted that butter. And we had an issue. I got cut. He got cut. We all got cut. There he is, getting mad at me right now. Okay, we're done. So, Des, you have any final statements or thoughts before you give your plugs?
I have a final thing, and it's a great thing, because I just found out M. Night Shyamalan is coming out with a new movie in 2019.
What is it?
It's called Glass.
Is it? It's the sequel to Unbreakable, but with the Split.
Because Split actually happens in
the same world,
in the same universe. Hilariously, because I haven't seen Split.
It's really good.
It passed like completely under my radar, but I do like James McAvoy as an actor, so I have no objection to seeing it. But hilariously, his character, like I said, without spoilers, I mean, he plays a multiple personality type character. But anywho, that was apparently going to be the character that Bruce Willis encounters, that was kidnapping people. But he actually took it out of Unbreakable because it felt weird, and then he did Split. So that's one reason, I guess, why he put Split in that universe. So yeah, we're actually going to be able to see, because Bruce Willis is coming back, and so is Samuel L. Jackson. So we are seeing the continuation of Unbreakable, and I cannot wait for that.
Yeah,
I've been wanting an Unbreakable sequel for so long, because that is probably hands down my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, regardless of what you think of, Unbreakable is an amazing movie. But, oh my god, and we're getting a sequel. And it's like, yeah.
I mean, I could probably tell you since you already know. It's in the timeline. There is a like at the very end. There's a stinger, and it shows the it's in a diner in Philadelphia. That's where the movie takes place, and it's like, oh, missing girl comes to the front. Kidnapper still at large, that kind of stinger, and then it pans down real slow and turns, and it's Bruce Willis's character just sitting up there just shaking his head. I'm like, oh, it's connected.
Yeah. So, I can't wait. Like, definitely gonna have to track down Split, and because I cannot wait for Glass. Because as soon as I saw the names, like, that sounds. Wait, Glass, Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis, Mr. Glass. What?
Yes. Also, I don't know if you've seen recently. Have you been to like any Targets or Walmarts and seen the Deadpool taggings? What they have is obviously Deadpool 1 for sale, special edition, because Deadpool 2 and all that. Then it has Assassin's Creed, and on the back it's Deadpool. I'm not in this movie, but I wish I was.
Yeah. Like I know I saw someone post a picture. It was like a
parody.
Yeah, it was like Deadpool, like on the cover of like a bunch of movies.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
So good. I saw them the other day, and I was like,
that's like incredible marketing.
I was like, beautiful. That makes sense. And then they have little tiny baby hands as gummies.
I did like because the second I liked The Dark Knight. Mm-hmm. And the fact, like, the special edition had, like, the Joker scribblings all over, like, stuff. Like, Batman had, like, a Joker smile and crap like that.
Yeah.
But Joker scribbling all over with ha-ha-has and crap like that. I really like that marketing, too, like, for the special edition of The Dark Knight. But, yeah, this is, like, freaking amped to freaking 11.
Yeah, it's a bunch. It's like the good, the bad, the ugly. It's a bunch of movies. It's really cool. It's, like, it's great marketing because it's also Deadpool.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, hey. Like, coming, Deadpool, he's a character. Hey, here's Deadpool movie. Hey,
I should have been in this movie, but I'm not.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like, it's really, like I said, it's genius marketing. Genius.
Yeah. All right, Des, tell everybody where they can find you, buddy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can, of course, find me on Twitter at DES_Raven, where you can tag me, you can @ me, you can whatever. I probably within an 85% probability will respond because I like talking with people. If I don't respond, it's either because I can't think of anything to say or I just maybe didn't see it for a time. But anyway, there's that. And of course, you can find me on PSN. You got me at DES Raven, one word. And yes, please let me know where you're coming from. Because that is important information. And I might think you're a weirdo. Or stalker. Or something. Bot. I mean, that too. And also, if I block you on Twitter and you're not a porn bot, I'm sorry. But if your profile even seems like a porn bot, it's like, you have there's some scantily clad, profile pic, and it's like a bunch of weird links, tweets, but before that, like 3 years ago, where you were just a normal person retweeting, and then something happened, and it's like, I'm blocking you. So yeah, if I block you unjustly, it's not because I don't like you. It's because I think you're a porn bot. Yeah. Or, as I found out, like, the meta of stopping of seeing ads on Twitter is to just block the Twitter profile of the ad, and then you will not see that as a promoted tweet anymore. So there's a bunch of companies I blocked. Not because I don't like you. Because I really just don't want to see your ad anymore. Nothing personal.
You can find me, Buster Knuckle, on Twitter at BusterKnuckle13. You can find me on PlayStation, BlisterLister113. Also, send a message so I don't think you're some weird stalker or whatever. On Xbox, it's BusterKnuckle13. kind of keep the branding there. Hopefully soon, and I saw that maybe the PlayStation will let you change your name. That'd be super dope. Super dope.
It would.
You can find this podcast, the RNGCast, at the RNGCast on Twitter. You can email us, the RNGCast@gmail.com. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/the RNGCast. At any level, you will get the special podcast that Des and I somehow need to find time to do. Maybe next weekend we can do one. Watch the new Tremors.
Life needs to find a way on that one, that's for sure.
Yeah. You can... also, there is the RNGCast Revolution Clan on PlayStation 4. If you are clanless, or you have a clan that's inactive or whatever, and you want to join us, just search us on Bungie.net, the RNGCast Revolution. I think it's always open, so we don't have to approve you, and, join the clan. Super fun. And that being said, Pete's biting my elbow, and it really, really hurts. This is the RNGCast, episode 108. 108.
Yes, 108.
108. We're out.
Later, man.
See you all next week. Pete, that hurts so bad.